How is it going? Not well. 6 years ago, and it is pretty much 6 years to the date, we were in a rut, we were sick of farming, we were on the brink of selling up simply because nothing appeared to be working. We maintained what was classed in our area as best practice with our farming methods. We used plenty of chemical fertilisers, we used whatever the department had suggested we use. We had nutritionists on the place, but the cows still weren't right, the pastures weren't right. You'd put the cows down the paddock in the morning, and to the naked eye the pasture looked like good green feed. In wintertime you'd have lush ryegrass, put cows in there and they wouldn't eat it. They would pick over the tops and not eat much, and then wait till you let them out to come home and feed on the feed pad. So there's obviously a big palatability issue, which we came across a fella called Adam Wilson from Soil Systems Australia. He spoke at a meeting I was at from Subtropical Dairy, and through that meeting I learned more in probably 2 hours about soil than I'd learnt previously in the rest of my life. And it interested me. And I'm not a soils person, basically. I love animals, I love animal health because I am a vet. But soils had never interested me, but this made sense. It made sense to correct your soil balance, feed your soils, to feed your pastures, to feed your animals. And you will get the product in the end that you're looking for. So we got Adam out to home and we started down a path, and we stopped using chemical fertilisers. And we started on raw manures and waste. And it wasn't long before Adam convinced us, and rightly so, to change all of that waste, not just into stuff to go onto the paddock, but into compost. And it made beautiful compost. But the trouble was the compost took so long to turn. We were just using a tractor with an end loader bucket on it. And it wasn't long before we decided that it was time to get a compost turner. We were seeing the results in the soil from the little bit we were doing. The earthworms had increased, the microorganisms had increased, the soil was becoming friable with more organic matter, and things were just starting to rock along. When we went to purchase a compost turner, we did a fair bit of research, as you do, and we saw other turners on farms, and they just weren't quite suitable for our system. We looked at what was available overseas and in Australia, and we finally settled on Yarn's machine. Super happy that it's an Australian-made item, and it's locally produced, so if we do have any problem with it, which is very rare, they're on the job. They're out there on the spot wanting to know what they can do to help. The service in that regard is impeccable. So we purchased our compost turner, and things just went from strength to strength, because this raw manures and waste hay and all the waste, well, what we thought was waste around the farm, is now turned into a product that we can use and turned into good quality compost in a short period of time. We've reduced our input costs, our fertiliser costs have dropped tremendously, and the big difference is the cow health. The cows now go in and the pasture quality's improved. The cows now go into pasture and eat it happily. They don't suffer as much heat stress during summertime. They are more fertile, so they go back in calf easier. They don't have as much incidence of mastitis, and just their general well-being. They look like happy cows. They don't look dull with their ears down like they did previously. We're really, really impressed. The big thing about compost as opposed to raw manures is the fact that you only need about 1/6 of the quantity of it on a paddock to do the same sort of job. It retains water much better than just using raw materials, and it improves your soil tenfold compared to just raw manures. Other than that, what can I say? It has been a real learning curve for us, and it's really nice to know that deep down you're actually turned something that what we thought was waste into a really, really useful product that we can now go on and say, well, we're doing our bit for the environment, And we're now happy again farming, creating a sustainable livelihood, which 6 years ago we were a long, long way from that. So we've now got a sustainable livelihood. We've got helping the soils out, doing the right thing. We've got plants that are healthier. We've got cows that are healthier. And the bottom line is a lot healthier. And that's what counts.